I'm going to give it 3.5 pawns.
I would do 4 and 1 drunken.
Wow, 4.
Yes.
4.5.
Yeah.
5 pawns. 5 pawns. This is a golden pawn game. Welcome everyone to the Drunken Pawn. This is the review portion of the Drunken Pawn. We have just finished Dune Imperium by Dire Wolf and Legendary. It was an intense game. It came down to the very last minute, very last card. Basil was the winner. Maurice in second, and of course me in third. Like it should be.
Just gonna print those t-shirts.
First, second, third. But yep, definitely check out that playthrough though, especially the end. I mean, if you want to just skip to the end and just be like, "Oh my god, what the heck?"
Just watch me cry for 3 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna review this guy now since Basil won. You know the rules.
Oh, okay. Oh man, there is so much with this game. It is like once you get into it, it's not too intimidating. But there are so many avenues to win. Like, it's hard to keep track of it all. Like, especially when you have this random, part of the game that literally for the first entire half of the game was not doing me any good. I was drawing stuff that just went against the plans that I was trying to do the last round, and you know what I mean? So I kept constantly having to switch what I was doing. But it made it interesting. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even though I have no idea about any of the Doom world or anything, like the universe, I still enjoyed the game. So
good. I do like this too. So this is described as a Euro game.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like Euro style. I
Yeah,
think.
and I think that essentially means complicated resource gathering in order to achieve victory points. I will say that this is very much in the vein of like Village or Power Grid in a way. It's a little more complicated because they give you extra resources to track and a different mechanic, this kind of Dominion or Flip City style thing up here where you can buy cards to draw cards. I love that mechanic. I love it worked into a resource gathering game where you... I don't know. I love that it's that play style, this deck builder with this kind of resource management system baked into it. I do like the Dune universe, so that adds a little bit extra for me, but they could have made this anything, and I think the mechanics of this game are quite nice. For me personally, my playstyle, I love this. This is intense.
Yeah, there's a lot to this game, a lot to unpack. There's a ton of stuff that can completely change how the game, what direction the game is going for whatever player, and it shows in the playthrough if you watch the playthrough. At first, it starts out slow, then it builds and builds and builds until it's almost a fever pitch. Maurice was losing his mind at the end, so because he was so close to winning.
My hand stopped shaking.
That's good. But, it is very complicated, which can be a downside for a lot of, especially casual players. I would consider us pretty much casual players. I mean, we're not like hardcore or like,
I would consider myself a casual player for sure.
Yeah, we don't like...
I think you guys aren't giving yourself enough credit. You might feel casual about it, like you enjoy playing games, and you don't feel like high stakes, but you guys grasp games that are very difficult easily with like some good guidance. So I don't give yourself some credit.
Maybe we're casual, like you said, and I don't know if this was what you're feeling or part of what you're feeling, but maybe we are casual because we don't stress out about it.
Well, a little bit.
Well, that was just because I wasn't like upset at Basil. I realized that I was one decision away, 3 turns back from winning, and that was it.
Yeah, that's true. Visually, the game is awesome too.
Oh yeah.
Even though you got your very very
basic
pieces and
Dowel rod
stuff,
pieces.
but they work. I mean, they just they're colorful. What's what. Nothing's hard to tell from the other thing.
Yeah,
so.
I think the pieces that need to be basic are basic, and then everything that will that you would appreciate the little extra, and it has it.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
agree with that. That's good.
Yeah, and it flows very well. You can, the turns don't go too long as the people aren't like really trying to figure out what they want to do, but they can go quick.
So that was one thing I was going to touch on. Like when you said it starts out slow and goes fast at the end, I was thinking the exact opposite. Because like at the beginning you're just making small moves, and you're trying to figure out what direction you want to go. But at the end, you're just taking your time, like, okay, how do I make this work? Like,
Well, I mean, I meant that by like it was like it felt slower at the beginning, like
Okay.
because you are just kind of like, okay,
Just
I'm getting
building.
this thing, and by the end you have all your stuff and you're trying to figure out what's what.
yeah.
Like how can I use this? How can I use that? How much more of this do I need?
Yeah,
Like,
I could see
at
that.
the beginning, you're just kind of like, okay, your turn. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, there's not much to it. But yeah, I don't know. It was good. It was a fun game. Good graphics. Good design. All around. What would you give it pawn wise there, Bagel?
So based on everything that we discussed and just the satisfaction of playing this game, like that I haven't had with playing a game in a while, I'm going to give it a 5. I really enjoy the artwork. I enjoy the strategy of it. Just the infinite replayability. I don't think you'd ever play the same game twice. I'm going 5.
I'm glad I had this worked out in my head before I heard Basil, because I'm going to give this 5 pawns as well. This, for me, this works in the deck building game. It works in a resource management game. It works in, the little bit of randomness you get from the intrigue cards and your character. Like, if you got to even pick your character, that adds another dimension to it, a small dimension. And these cards, I didn't even realize how... I kind of thought these would just be basic cards. They were all just bennies, or whatever the Archie liaisons. Arrakis liaisons. But, like, as these decks get drained, or as the deck goes down and you get these other cards, it gets wild. So for me, honestly, this has everything. It has strategy, randomness, a pretty decent pace, and it looks good. So I'm giving it 5 pawns.
One thing you guys mentioned too before is that it has a finite timeline. It's not a game where you just keep grinding and grinding and grinding until somebody gets to 10 points. The conflict cards end up running out, and once conflict cards run out, the game's over no matter what the points are. So
No.
just wanted to make sure that got brought up.
No, you're absolutely right. That's a very nice point.
Well, I hate to be that guy.
Yeah, be that guy.
This is a good game, and I agree with a lot of the points you made. But it's a time sucker, and it's one of those things like you have to really carve out a piece of time to play this game, and look how much room it takes up. There's not something that you can just come on over and play. We're gonna play this because you're gonna have to need time. Yeah. With that said, I'm still gonna give it a 4.5. I'm not going the full 5 because of that aspect of it. It's there's a lot to it. And there was times where I was like, oh god, we're still playing this game, but
that's fair.
Not in a bad way. It's just like it's just we've been playing for like 2 hours or whatever, and it's one of those things like at a certain point especially when you're in last place. I guess I got to throw that in there too. Like I was trying to figure out a way to come back, but like I think I had made too many mistakes. So, but I still give it a 4.5, which is almost.
It's a good score.
It's almost a golden pawn game.
It'd be a silver pawn if we had him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A sturdy silver pawn. Because
I just like sturdy pawn. That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
it's just a block of wood.
This is a good game. Very good game. Definitely check it out.
I see what you were talking about earlier about casual though. Probably not for the casual game player.
No, not at all.
This is not.
Right.
No, this is something you invite someone to a day or two in advance.
Yeah.
Because
And
they
you
have
say,
to
and you
emotionally
tell them
prepare
like,
for it.
exactly, and you tell them like, hey, you need to cut out like a 3 or 4 hour block.
And they have to like playing games
Yes.
in order
Yeah.
to get this one because
Absolutely.
otherwise they're not. it's very much a resource trading game.
Yep.
You trade resources to get cards to potentially get points, and if they're not down with a game like that, or they want to sit down and play a game in half an hour, not the game for them.
No,
So,
exactly.
I see what you meant. I think that you guys are a little bit more advanced in that. You have more patience for games. You want to play games that take a little bit longer, a little bit more something that you can sink your teeth into. So
Yeah.
And just like all the backstory of this, you
Yeah.
know, like like I said, not even like a part of that, fan group or whatever, but you can tell that there's love in this. You know what I mean? You can tell that they, wanted to do something that kind of, showed that they understand the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely, yeah.
there's lots of really good tiebacks in the cards too. That like if you play a Bene Gesserit card and you've played another one this turn, then you get additional benefits. And when you buy into the different factions and you gain influence in them, you get reasonable resources. Like Bene Gesserit, they have secrets. Therefore, you get intrigue cards.
Yep.
The Spacing Guild, if you purchase into them, then you get troops because the Spacing Guild wants to defend the spice. So it makes sense, like how the resources that you spend and the cards that you spend in order to get those things. So
Absolutely.
it makes sense, and it really does fit in well with that Dune universe. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great game.
Yeah.
Check it out, find it, play it, have fun. Just don't bring your friends that are not into playing long games. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this version of the review portion of the Drunken Pond Dune Imperium. We'll see you next time here. Oh, I almost didn't say spice that subscribe button.
Spice that subscribe button.
You gotta spice it.
Like, comment, do all that good stuff.
Spice.
Keep an eye out. We got new episodes pretty much. Yeah, it's every week. So
Yeah.
We'll see you next time here. Drunken Pond.